Gulliver's Travels.
My name is Lemuel Gulliver. I am a doctor, and I have a strange story to tell. For 6 years, I was a doctor on a ship. Our ship went to many places. One day, our ship sailed into a big storm. We were all afraid the ship would sink. 6 of us left the ship and got into a small boat. But that soon sank. I never saw the other men again. Then I saw land, and I began to swim to it. It took a long time, but I made it to the land. I went to sleep on the beach. The place, I learned later, was called Lilliput. After sleeping for a time, I woke up. Then I tried to sit up, but I could not. I could not even put my head up. Something was holding me down on the ground. Then I felt something moving up my leg. I looked down and saw a man. But he was only about 6 inches tall. In his hands, he had a bow and arrow. Soon, there were about 40 of these little men. I was so surprised that I shouted, and they ran away. Something to me, but I did not know what they were saying. Then I pulled my left hand free and then my head. They had used strings to tie me down. I broke some of the strings, but it was very hard to do. Then they began to shoot arrows at me. The arrows did not hurt me very much, but they did not feel good. I did not try to free myself after that. One little man of high rank talked to the others. He looked important. He said something, and then the other little people brought some ladders. They put the ladders on my head and arms. Then they carried food up them and put the food in my mouth. I ate the food and drank something that they gave me. The drink had something in it, and it made me go to sleep. While I was sleeping, they carried me on a cart to a city. In the city was a very old building. It was just big enough for me to sleep inside. The little people put a chain on my left foot. The other end of the chain was locked to the building. I could not run away. Chapter 3: The King and the Soldiers. Soon the King of Lilliput came to see me. He was a very nice man. He had the people bring me food and drink. After the king left, some of his soldiers tried to shoot me with arrows. The king was angry with them. He had them tied with ropes. He gave them to me to kill. I put 5 of them in my pocket, and I held one man up to my open mouth like he was food. Everyone thought I was going to eat him, but I freed him. Then I freed the others. The people liked me because of that. They said I was very kind. I began to learn the language of the Lilliputians. After that, I began to ask the king to give me my freedom. But some of the Lilliputians were afraid of me. They were afraid that if I were free, I would kill them. But some soldiers asked the king to let me go free. They had seen what I did to the 6 soldiers. They said I was a good giant. Chapter 4. The Island of Blefuscu. One day, the king let me have my freedom. First, he made me promise not to hurt the Lilliputians. He also made me promise to help them. One way I was to help them was to fight some other little people. Those others lived on another island that was close by. The island was called Blefuscu. I did not want to fight the little people of Blefuscu, but I told the king I would help him. To help the king, I was to bring him the ships of Blefuscu. The island was very close to Lilliput, and I could walk through the water to the island. When the people of Blefuscu saw me, they were very afraid. All the men on the ships jumped in the water. Then I pulled many of the ships back to Lilliput. Now the people of Blefuscu could not fight Lilliput. Because of my help, everyone said I was a hero. They gave me a high rank in Lilliput. Now I was important to the king. Then some leaders came from Blefuscu. They wanted to surrender to the king of Lilliput, and they wanted me to visit their island. Chapter 5. Trouble in Lilliput. After the people of Blefuscu surrendered, everything was fine in Lilliput. I was even planning to visit Blefuscu. But some people in Lilliput did not like that. They said that I was going to help the people of Blefuscu and should be killed. But one of the Lilliputians, who was close to the king, said that I should not be killed. He said they should put out my eyes and then not give me any food. I did not want to be killed or have my eyes put out. I made a plan to run away. But I had no boat, so the only place I could run away to was the island of Blefuscu. Chapter 6. Escape to Blefuscu. When I got to Blefuscu, the people there were very happy to see me. They were not afraid of me at all. On this island, there was no large building for me to sleep in, so I had to sleep on the ground at night. 3 days later, I found a boat near the sea. It was upside down and needed to be fixed, but it was big enough for me. I asked the king for help to fix the boat, and he gave it to me. A few weeks later, the boat was ready to sail. I put some food in the boat, and I put some of the tiny cows and sheep in my pockets. The king also gave me 50 small bags of gold. Then I said goodbye to the little people and sailed for home. Chapter 7. A British Ship. After 2 days at sea in my small boat, I met a British ship. The men of the ship took me on their ship. On the ship, I found an old friend, Peter Williams. When I told him about Lilliput and Bluff, he thought I was crazy. When I showed him my tiny cows and sheep, he was very surprised. Then he believed me. In England, I made a lot of money from my animals. The little sheep and cows had babies, and I sold them to people. I had enough money, but I was not happy in England. I wanted to see many other places. So I said goodbye to my family and got on a ship. I was ready for my next adventure.